Hey folks, before we get started, I just want to share that we do have a free cheat sheet download for you today, so please stick around and you'll get the link on how to get your hands on that later on. So lots to cover today, lots to talk about, especially for video in your business. If you've logged in, we can't see you. Just enter something in the chat box on the right hand side there. Let us know you're there. And more importantly, let us know if you can hear us.
Oh,
there we go. People are coming in. Nice, nice, nice. Hello, hello, hello. I see you, Bob, Dora, Kim, R. Palmer, Mike, Jan, Jeremy. Hello, hello. Hey, so do us a favor. While we're waiting before we get started, do us a favor and in the chat box, just type in where you happen to be in the world today. Where are you joining us live from? Let's come back to stop screen sharing. Let's see.
Can you guys hear us? Signal mic.
Where you see that? Omar Broussard is on.
Can you hear us?
We've got music on our end. Oh, so like, yes I am. Yes, yes, yep, yep. Oh, so everyone can hear us.
You can hear us?
Outstanding. So we've just been sitting here acting like goofs the whole time. I love it.
All right, so we're gonna turn off the music.
Maybe we just keep dancing. That might be more enjoyable. People can make fun of us. All right, well, sorry about that, folks. Hey, so here's the thing. You know when you make your best laid plans and Murphy's Law just kicks in? So we've been on actually for an hour this morning, and you know, just to play everything safe, we restart all of our systems so that everything is smooth, we don't have any interference. And of course, the PC decides it's time for an update. Oh my gosh.
That took forever. It was only 6, but I swear it took 30 minutes. We were trying not to watch it, but we couldn't keep our eyes off of it.
So we're gonna try and play it a little cool,
yeah.
Although we're freaking out, sweating, all that good fun stuff, right? But look, the bottom line is this: as you know, if you've attended any of our workshops, we always want to start on time so we can stop on time because
we respect your time.
Outstanding.
Although we are 5 minutes late, so sorry.
We'll just talk faster. We'll make it up, I promise. So again, we've had some folks dial in, tell us where everyone is at. Michael Crawford, we see you. Sherry Dixon, thank you. Kim, Omari, Sarah, thank you for attending. And today we obviously are talking about video in your business. For some of you, this may be stuff that you already know, but for others of you, I know that this is something that is going to be something that you need to tackle. And without any more long-windedness on my part, probably, what was that face for?
Nothing.
We're going to go ahead and switch to the presentation. We will come back on to share my wife's lovely, beautiful face and my face that was made for radio at the end of this. But let's go ahead and start the screen share here. So let's do this and go to share. Nice. All right.
All right. Can everyone see that? See the small office, home office video strategies, the first page. Get a Mac, Omari says. Thanks,
Get
buddy.
a Mac. Funny, funny. Okay. So.
All right. So real quick, we have people from Washington, D.C. We have local people. Let's see. I saw Chick-fil-A. Wait, what was that?
San Jacinto, Greensboro, North Carolina. I have been there, Kim, and I love your part of the country.
Let's see. Where else?
San
Claremont,
Diego, Claremont,
Wildomar, Temecula.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, so look, let's start talking about this because this stuff is important. I don't want to waste a lot of time. There is a lot going on right now in the world of marketing for your business. Hold on, sorry. If you're not doing video in your business right now, this is why we're talking about this, because it's going to be important. There is, what I would tell you, is an avalanche of change coming to video and marketing in general in 2015. So with that said, let's go ahead and kick things off. And Linda, take it with you.
All right, so just a little housekeeping. I think everyone right now is familiar with the chat box, but that's for comments or questions. There may be a 20 or 30-second delay, so just be patient.
Yeah, now we're going to do a couple of polls, and I think that's when we might experience a delay, but it's something that is a Google issue. It's not our issue. So
yes, and you know, just to talk about the tech, since we had a little bit of an issue this morning, if for some reason we drop off or you drop off, because you know it is the internet and you never know, just be patient and we'll all just get back on. But God willing, we won't have any problems.
Absolutely. Look, we are going to cover a lot of stuff. I promise you that. But here's our goal. We want you to move from overwhelmed to action.
Because talk is cheap and action is priceless.
Right. And those of you who've already attended some of our workshops, you know this. This is no shtick, no tricks, no hype. Just the why-tos and the how-tos.
So one of the things, as some of you know that have attended our stuff, we don't pitch. So this isn't going to be a pitch fest. So you can relax. You're not going to get at the end of the webinar for $997, $997. All this is yours. So just sit back and relax and enjoy.
Yeah, ours is actually $995, so it'll be okay. No, I'm kidding. Look, we've been to enough of those things where it's a setup to a pitch, and I get it. And clearly, we do have some things to sell, but that is not the focus of this webinar. The focus of this webinar is to give you something of value that you can implement today. So who the heck are we?
Well, in 2008, we started our own online business, and really, you know, we didn't know what we were doing.
And you know, here, I'm just going to go off I'm not even talking about the notes. I can just tell you this. I had this wild, harebrained idea that we were going to start an online business with no idea of what that looked like or what it meant. And almost overnight realized that, oh my gosh, I have jeopardized my family, my kids, my wife, my marriage, my home, my car. And I'll be honest, scared to death about what that looked like and what it meant. And honestly, we lost a lot because we spent a lot of money on a lot of stuff. We bought all the things, the websites, the social media, this person, that person, only to really wake up and realize, I don't know what the heck we've got because it wasn't working. So many sleepless nights, and you can't really tell in that picture, but I used to have nice, good hair, and now most of you know I've got what they call, what is that, salt and pepper, and maybe some balding spots, and not even in the right places. So that's kind of scary. But look, here we are today, which is 6 years later, and by no means do we think that we've made it, but we're definitely on the right path. But one thing is for sure, we, and hopefully you, are frustrated with all the rock star hype that you see online today, especially the folks that promise you overnight success just by buying their $997 plan. Because the bottom line, this stuff takes work.
Yeah, and hard work at that. Sometimes some sleepless nights, but it's all good.
So let me ask a question. Those of you who are, all of us are entrepreneurs from what I see on our list. I mean, is running your business take hard work? Do you see this taking hard work? Because if someone thinks it's easy, I need you to, I want to talk to you afterwards and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Just enter in the chat box if you believe running your business takes some hard work. Look, end of the day.
What?
I thought that was a setup for you to say this.
Oh.
End of the day.
Success is your responsibility.
And success loves speed. I know some of you have heard that before to come from us.
And over and over and over again.
Over and over again.
All right, thanks, Omari. Woo!
So there's that delay. Way hard work. I was hoping you were going to. Bonnie, it takes work. Absolutely. R. Palmer, yes. 24-hour research. Tell me about it. Jimmy Fragos, I agree. Thank you, Jimmy. Michael Crawford.
Michael just sold 2 houses this week, so it doesn't take hard work.
Yeah, that wasn't a poll yet, but the polls will be coming up. All right, so look, again, we just want to share that at least one thing that you will leave this webinar today that you can implement immediately. And again, like we said, this isn't a pitch fest, but we're hoping that as you gravitate towards these things, you grab onto them. If something stumps you, you get stuck, you have a need for ideas or just a sounding board, maybe you'll think of us in our hybrid agency. Moving on. There we go. See. Back up. So
we are happy to announce our first book is available.
Sorry for the shameless plug, but it's kind of like having your first kid. You just want to hold it and show it to everyone. So we're still in that phase with our book.
Yes, and it'll be available for download soon. And it's, of course, for the small office, home office entrepreneurs. Our second book, however, is going to be available at the end of Q1, and it's for larger businesses.
Wait a minute. I don't know about the end of Q1.
That's what it says right there. It's in writing.
But it doesn't mean it's going to be available.
Oh, okay. It'll be written by the end of Q1.
Yes. Anyway, moving on. Sorry for the shameless plug, but like I said, it's like our first kid. Isn't it beautiful?
So I know some of you've already been chatting in the chat box, but it really helps us to know what your business is. So here's some examples, but if you could just plug in what you do, that way, what we always try to do, those that have attended our workshops know that we like to sort of tailor this webinar towards you or give you some little tips and tricks along the way.
Absolutely. So do us a favor, and again, in the chat box, just tell us, what is your business? And Bonnie, I do see your question. We can answer that later on, I guess, in what we do. We're just not traditional. Bonnie asked, for those who might not see it, is what is a hybrid agency? A hybrid agency is real simple. We are not the brick and mortar with a bunch of desks. We're very nimble. We've got folks from around the country in Canada, and we rely on experts to build our virtual team. So anyway, enter in the chat box what your business is. Because really, here's what our workshops are designed and geared for: home office, small office entrepreneurs, those of us that kick ass. Sorry about the word, but that's just the way I look at it. And even small to mid-sized businesses. And really, today's webinar is primarily those who are interested in maybe implementing video in your marketing, or those who are already doing marketing but want better results in their marketing. And we've got some not theory, but real life examples of what the heck we've done, we've been able to accomplish with video in our marketing efforts. So pay attention.
So what we'll cover today: reasons to use video, how to use video, simple ways to start, and then your questions. I mean, let's chat at the end. We're here to answer your questions.
All right, and just so those of you who've seen us live, I'm actually taking notes so I can refer to them. But right now I see that we've got consultants. I'm making notes. Consultants. We have real estate. We have a SCORE mentor, Jimmy Fragos, which, by the way, this is not a plug for SCORE, but if you've not attended a SCORE meeting or business roundtable, I would encourage you to go and check out SCORE. It was one of the best things that we ever did in our business, and they were a springboard to our success, in my opinion. Anita does carrot bars, and I know those are gold. Really, not just gold in theory, but she's talking about gold. Bonnie is tax-free retirement planning.
We got homemade jams and jellies, and we have olive oil and soap. We have a realtor.
I'm just making notes. And jams and jellies. Okay, let's start moving forward. What else do we have in there? Interior design. Nice.
Office equipment. We got people networking in here. Awesome. Online sales, DVD movie trailers, documentaries.
Nice. Okay. Back up. So this will be our first poll, and the first question is: are you using video in your marketing today? And that poll should be up right now, and the answers are yes or no. Pretty tricky. That was my design, by the way.
So in the chat box, you should see it says polls, and that's where it should pop up if you don't see it already. And
in about 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, I'm going to close the poll. 2, 1 in the poll. What do we have here? Wow. Overwhelming 71% of you are using video in your marketing. 29% of you know. So hats off to those that are using it, and to the 29%, I'm glad that you're here, and this will be a great place. So as we're again continuing to talk, feel free to make comments and contributions to what we're talking about, because those of you who've got some video experience would love to hear what you've been doing, what challenges you've had, what successes you had. And maybe it'll be different than what we've seen. So this will be a great conversation. So why video?
So video is really everywhere these days. You see it, you watch it on your phone, you see it on your computer, and on every social media platform you're on, it's there. But small businesses that ignore it do so at their peril.
Yeah, if you're not using video, you're gonna get passed up quickly, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit here. So, number one,
Video drives traffic.
3 times as many monthly visitors. If you have video on your website, it will double the time on site. Stop and think about that just for a second. I post a video to my YouTube channel, my Vimeo, or wherever it's at, but if I bring it to my website and I have someone watch it there, simple math means that they will spend more time watching something on my asset, my turf, my website than anywhere else. And also, we've seen this, that by putting video on your website, it will increase organic traffic search from the search engines by up to 157%. That's not my number, it's a number that we found, but I do know firsthand that it will increase your organic traffic. Plus, according to a study by Forrester, it's 50 times easier to get a video to rank on the first page. And again, this is something that we've tested and seen firsthand. So, you know, if you don't have videos on your website, that would be something as a takeaway to go and do today. We're going to talk primarily YouTube, only because it's easy. And the embed codes and the functionality behind it make it super simple to take a video from your YouTube channel and place it on your website, as well as some of the other platforms that are out there.
And video also retains website visitors.
So real simple, again, when someone sees a video on your website, they stay longer and typically will look around, especially if the video answers a question or addresses one of their problems.
Absolutely. Video also converts.
Meaning, again, the folks that will see a video will be more than likely to go and look for your product or service after seeing it.
It also drives engagement.
Videos on your website. Think about on YouTube right now. Most YouTube and Google, for instance, these are our 2 firsthand experiences. When we put up a video on either one of those platforms, number one is we know that Google and we know that Facebook loves video and will actually promote it more. That's due to their algorithms. Now, as you all probably already know, the algorithms change constantly. Doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever, but at least right now, videos get preference over just a straight text. So consider that in your marketing efforts.
It also convinces buyers.
This is huge because we're all selling something. Even if you have a nonprofit or a charity, you're still selling either a contribution or a volunteer or whatever it is. So what is it that you can use? How do you get them to buy? And again, I think video allows us to not manipulate, but to hit on different modalities that draws folks in. And again, visitors who watch product videos are 85% more likely to buy. That's beyond significant.
Yeah, and think about this. Video represents you 24/7, 365. So convincing those buyers on their turf, on their time, I mean, that just makes sense.
Now, here's another good one, is that video representing you 24/7, 365 means that you're available even when you're not. So whether you're asleep, you're in a meeting, you're working, you're offline, you're on vacation, I mean, the examples go on and on and on. A well-placed video can be your automated salesperson 24/7, 365. And the funny thing is, well, we have a funny story. Last year, we had an individual contact us who said, "Hey, I saw your videos and I watched them until 2 o'clock in the morning." I thought that was absolutely insane that he did that. But you know, through those videos, he said he got to learn who we are and got a feel for what we were all about. And obviously, we had a conversation that went on after that. So again, I wasn't awake at 2 o'clock in the morning, at least not working on the website. But this gentleman was able to check us out and see what was going on.
So real quick, I see that Jan is having issues with the screen. And Sarah, thank you for jumping in. Sarah's actually our awesome admin. And Jan, if you can try to refresh your screen. I know you can't hear, but Sarah, thank you for doing that. And then real quick, Bonnie, there are great plugins to put videos on your website, especially if you have WordPress. I don't have the list right now, but there are some, and we can get those for you.
Oh, there's a ton of plugins, but in reality, you don't even need a plugin. Google, YouTube provides the embed code for you to drop right into your website.
But she's talking about, I guess, like a carousel or something that puts them in there.
Yeah, so I do see that, yes, in a nice array on the site. Bonnie, you are absolutely correct.
All right, so video also lets you create the reference.
This is a little ethereal in the ideology, but think about this. if you have a controversial topic or subject or something that may not be loved or embraced by everybody, think about the frame of reference that is in someone's head. And you know what? I know my good friend Mike is on our webinar today. Mike is an awesome insurance guy here in the Valley. No offense, Mike, and I know you know this, but for most of us, insurance may not be glamorous or sexy. And having come from the business, I have a little experience with it myself. So here's one of the things I think about. Because it may not be glamorous or sexy, most folks come to the table with a preconceived notion or disposition or obstacle or just whatever that they don't want to embrace. I believe a video allows us to reframe that reference. And there's a number of ways we can do it. There's elements that we can use, but it's a way for us to break down the barrier and make it comfortable and inviting, and I think a way for them to engage differently than if we just left it to their own frame of reference. So consider that if you're not using video, which most of you are, but consider that element by itself, for me, as one of the most important points about video. They can hear you, they can see you, it's kinesthetic, we can have things move across the screen, you can do a lot with it.
Yes, so that's why video evokes emotion, just like what Charles was saying.
Is that you?
No. No comment there, but think about it. When you watch a video, it might make you angry, it might make you happy, it might make you surprised. So it's really neat what video can do, not only to ourselves but to our potential prospects and suspects.
Absolutely. And look, here's I found this quote somewhere. If a picture tells 1,000 words, each second of video on average offers 24 pictures or 24,000 words. Again, there's some things that we could do, that you can do in your business with a video that subconsciously may not even be picked up by the person that we're talking to, but it helps to create that mode, support your message, show them the solution to what they're searching for.
Yeah, and video can make you an instant expert. I mean, video is a great differentiator right now. So if you're not using video in your business, and your competitor is, they have the advantage, but if you do it and they don't, that could put you way ahead of them. Clearly.
And going back to the instant expert thing, I think there's different ways that you can go about doing this, but I know my good friend Omari, for instance, has done some things with video, and it actually gives you opportunities. And I'll show you something later that actually helped us to get an opportunity that gave us an endorsement for expertise status. So a lot of you have seen this, but this is one that I drill every time. I think it's so important, so important. Mentor of ours, there was a group of folks who are very successful online. They make lots of money. He attended a mastermind group of his peers, so these were some big name folks that did a lot of stuff, and he shared with us after one of his masterminds that if you were to walk into a room full of 100 people right now, at the very best, 3% of those folks might be interested in what you have to offer, your product or service. So that tells me that our wealth isn't found in the 3%, it's really found in that 97%. Now, the crazy thing is, if that 97% is going to convert, meaning that they're going to do business with you, it typically won't happen until, or a period between the 91st and 396th day. That is, to me, sometimes it's just overwhelming. It means I've got to plan for at least 3 months of information, and maybe longer than a year, that I've got to drip on somebody in a way that doesn't insult them, doesn't infuriate them, doesn't feel like it's spammy. But I've got to have a plan to connect with them and show up valuable and as a help to them for a significant period of time. And I think using video is one great way to do that.
So really, the bottom line is video increases your visibility, and it also increases your opportunities.
Clearly. So audience participation poll number 2. Drum roll, please. Let me get this going. I think video. So let's go start the poll. Poll has been started. Do the possibilities of video in your business interest you? And again, we'll let that marinate for a few seconds. 5.
Yeah, and Marie, thank you for posting that to Bonnie.
3, 2, 1. Did you like my countdown feature?
All right, we're going to end the poll.
Poll has been ended.
Yes, 79% says yes, and 21% says no.
Nice, nice.
All right.
So what's coming? Is that the right one?
Ah.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm all over the place. Stop me, I'm a madman. So here it is. Changes are coming. And as we all know, changes bring opportunity. So if you've already seen the slight reveal there, Has anyone heard about what Twitter and Facebook are up to with video?
Yes or no? There's no poll, but you could put yes or no in the chat box.
Poll doesn't show up on my computer. Sorry, Anita. I might have been a little premature with the poll. Me either, Mike. So Jan says yes. Twitter and Facebook are actually making some significant investments in video going forward, which again is one of the reasons why talking about video in January 2015 is so important. Right now, Twitter is planning to unveil its new video product, which will allow you to shoot, edit, and post the video directly from their app. That's crazy. Facebook also maybe being called as FaceTube, is making a significant change to their layouts inside of Facebook. And we've even heard rumors that in the last quarter of 2014, more video was viewed on Facebook than on YouTube. I don't have any way to substantiate that claim. I don't think it's correct, but we'll see. So here's a couple of things. Well, I was supposed to say current, not old. I feel like I'm old now.
So one thing here, so this is Facebook, as you can see, and this is just the video tab on Facebook. It's not your YouTube channel. So for us, everything comes in video from our YouTube channel, but they're doing some really neat stuff that we need to pay attention to, and not only upload videos from YouTube or have it direct there, but actually upload videos to Facebook.
And specifically, here's where it's at. In the upper right-hand corner, you see what our current layout looks like. There's no organization to it. It's just kind of there. You know, it's not a real great way to do it. But now, if you're someone like ABC News and you get the attention of Facebook, this is what the new platform is going to look like. And I can tell you that this is just the beginning, and it's going to become more important, especially when Facebook connects video ads on a higher level than what they're doing right now. So again, video is important. Video ads, especially in Facebook, is going to be tremendous. And you know, this might be a time just to take a little diversionary tactic, or not a diversionary tactic, a diversionary conversation. Who of you have seen a dramatic decrease in your Facebook business page activity? I'm not talking personal page, just your Facebook business page activity. I can tell you from 2012 to 2013 to 2014, we have seen a dramatic decline. And I don't think there's any secret. I think that happens for a couple of reasons. Number one is when Facebook decided to start selling ads and they went public, they're giving attention to and preference to the folks that are spending money with them. I don't think it's a stretch, or there's no leap of confidence there to believe that's the case. Because it used to be you could make a post on your page and hit a lot of folks. And then we started to see that number go down. We then started doing things with ads on our site, and we saw that once we did something with an ad, we had a huge response. And we share a story. One of our worst performing ads in 2013 was something that we did in December. For less than 20 bucks, we had a reach of 18,000 people, which is, you know, that's just kind of a big number. But the result was in a location where we normally don't have a good turnout, we had a full workshop. That was awesome. Now come forward to 2014, that same 20 bucks reached a fraction of the folks that it did in 2013. So I'm making a point here in that, you know, the old tactics of being online with Facebook, sound like something else. Anyway, the old tactics with Facebook, I believe that we're seeing a 1 to 3 year success rate for whatever that tactic happens to be. And right now we're staring in the face of what's coming, which is why it's important to have a video strategy in place for Facebook. Because if we're only making text posts, those are dead. If we're doing things with ads, those are dying. I think we've got to be able to figure out how to connect Facebook videos with Facebook ads to you know, grab what's coming down the pike for us.
Absolutely. And if you look at the ABC Facebook page for the videos, it actually looks like a YouTube channel. So that's why marketers out there are dubbing it FaceTube. So it's going to be pretty interesting once it rolls out. And it's going to roll out over a period, so not everyone's going to get it at the same time. And then our Palmer, to your point about the watch video button on your Facebook page, that's rolling out over time too. Not everyone has that, but you could do subscribe here. There's different call to actions that you can actually add on your Facebook page. But again, it's whenever Facebook releases it to each of us in our business.
Yeah, and that's going to be something that they're going to be developing over time as well. The call to action is really important. They're testing a bunch of different buttons and layouts and locations. And as we've all seen, you know, we're at Facebook's discretion as to how that works, when you decide where it goes, when it goes, and how it goes. So what else was there? Bonnie, you've seen it drop. Marie, for sure. Art Palmer, is that on your page or profile? Oh, good question. And I believe, Bonnie, that would be on the page and not the profile. But again, I can't say 100% because, as we all know, Facebook seems to change the rules as soon as we think we know what they're up to.
And I want to address really quick. I know that some of you are having a major delay, and it could be due to bandwidth on your internet, on your server. So we apologize for that.
And also keep in mind, if there's any delay, this becomes a problem for you. This will be archived, and you'll get an email where you can go back and watch it again later. And we'll clean it up so that all my goofiness isn't in there. So, you know, here's the thing. Is video going to be something in the future? Clearly, this is just a fraction of the businesses, websites, apps that are out there right now for our businesses. And you know what? It's not going away. And I think it's only going to improve. Matter of fact, in something we're going to be sharing later, I think the number is 79% of internet usage will be video by 2018. That's significant. I mean, that's a big deal. So
why YouTube?
And here's the thing, I don't have a preference one over the other. I just want to know what works, right? It doesn't matter. I don't have any allegiance to one or the other, but I just want to know which one works. And right now, the reason why we're going to talk about YouTube is the fact that it may not be the only platform, but it's definitely the most popular. Like we said, Facebook and Twitter have some things coming, and we'll see where that ends up at the end of 2015. But right now, YouTube is where you want to be, primarily because the user experience and the familiarity. So, you know, someone who doesn't know how to put up a video definitely knows what a YouTube video looks like, and they know to click on that little white triangle in the middle to watch the video. They don't have to think about it. There's no navigation. It just comes naturally to them. So that's why one of the things we talk about is using YouTube. Plus, a strong potential to show up in search engine results. We've seen this firsthand by putting up a video, how it can leapfrog your efforts in front of your competition, or just, you know, go from obscurity to being found.
Yeah, and it's really easy to use. As we all have seen in the past, I'm sure kids can upload videos to YouTube in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, those darn kids. So in our opinion, it's one of, if not the best place to start using video in your business. I know we've shared a lot already.
Yes.
And I know sometimes we have a tendency to talk fast. Hopefully it's not a fire hose, but just in case it was or is.
So we have a bonus for everyone. It's a 6-page download, video marketing cheat sheets for your business, and it's strategies, stats, lots of stats, because my husband loves stats, tips and tactics.
Now look, this is available for $9.97. No, I'm
no,
joking.
It's free. It's free.
Free? Free, you say? That's a bargain at twice the price. 6 pages, and I think some of you have already downloaded this, and if you haven't, you'll be getting an email. Please go in and take care of it, and we'll talk about this again in a little bit.
And one of the things is, if anyone has attended any of our video marketing workshops and have received something that looks very similar to this has been updated for the last year.
For 2015.
Yes.
So before we jump into the how, let's talk a little bit about real life examples. And Jimmy Fragos, SCORE Mentors online with us. Jimmy, you've not yet seen this, but we're visiting your group on Friday the 16th, this Friday. We've got some impressive numbers, but the cat's out of the bag. I just ask that you don't share this with your friends until we get there on Friday. So SCORE Inland Empire, they're a client of ours. They hired us back in April of 2015. 2014. Thank you for the correction. Initially, there was, hey, we can't be found. No one can find us online. And in addition to other things that we did for them, we recorded some videos. We recorded videos of headshots of the mentors talking about who they are, what their expertise was, and we used that to put it on their website. I'm happy to at least share in a summary format that they went from 0, meaning if I put in their search term and hit enter in Google, they weren't showing up in the first 20 pages of Google search. And we tried this in a number of different ways to prove the point. Now, however, for their search term, we've got them showing up in multiple geographic locations on the first page, oftentimes in the first or second, but definitely above the fold, so 5th place or above. We did their report yesterday, and I believe there's like 20 different reports they're showing up on and showing up strong. That is absolutely huge.
Yeah, that's amazing, especially how Google changes everything, especially with their algorithms. But for in 9 months to be able to get from 0 to first is amazing.
Yeah, and we're not talking about some obscure search term. It's a very competitive search term, and they're showing up well, which I'm very happy and pleased to be able to report and help them with.
And a video does help. So even though we have done other things for them, video, I think we put 10 videos up within the last 9 months, and that really helps when you go to search for someone's business.
So here's another one, Dr. B. A couple of you, I know Amari knows who Dr. B is, but his story is that he had a one of those what I call big production videos, right? He went out and had the green screen, the big lights, the big camera, and it was a very nice video. The only problem was when he called me, his frustration was that, hey, no one can find it. I can't even find it. So we took a look at it, and while the video looked great, technically it wasn't put together well. The title was wrong, the description was wrong, the tags were wrong. So here was my process for this. The first thing I did was I created a Google alert just so I could tell when this thing was going to be, when it got indexed by Google, and then I commenced to go into work. We changed the title, the description, we did some other things, and then we posted it. Literally, now this was about 11 o'clock at night, so at about 11:45, my Google alert popped up, and it said that it had just indexed Dr. B's video, and I was kind of surprised by that. The very next day, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, we logged in, we went to YouTube, and we went to LinkedIn to check what we did. Not only did he move from obscurity, but his video, his profile was now on the first page, maybe not in the first position, but like in the third or fourth position, and he was showing up above other videos that had been there for years and had thousands of views. And he went from obscurity on LinkedIn to first place on LinkedIn. So again, we've seen this firsthand. We've already shared with you the idea of, oh, not the idea, but the story about the gentleman who watched our video until 2 o'clock in the morning. Again, they can be engaging. I don't know if ours is engaging, but they can be engaging. So, you know, let's take a stop for a second. So you're a consultant. I know, Amari, what you do. You've done some great video work, and I think, I mean, that's something that I know that I would definitely watch. Think about the storyline. How can you move someone from where they are initially in terms of what they're searching for something, they're trying to solve a problem? What might that be? How can I create a storyline and several videos to move them from the question to now seeing me more as an option, as a solution for them? You know, our good friend Mike with insurance. How can I use video to move from, I don't want to talk about this insurance thing, but like you said, they don't, you know, it's not glamorous until they need it. I think insurance has a very powerful emotional component to it. We've actually had to deliver a check to someone whose spouse died. I can't tell you there's no more emotional moment than that. And I wouldn't want to be so smarmy to use that, but I think it's an important point to drive that I could use video and the emotional component of it to move forward. With Anita and the carrot bars, you know, I would love to be able to if it was me, I would produce a video that would show the gold. It would have the statistical references to the importance of it, what it means, how it's used. You know, move someone, answer their questions, move them along that timeline and that storyline with you.
And even so, I know there's interior design and graphic design on here, just showing, I mean, people like to see things. So showing before and afters, or just, you know, the pan of the room, even for the real estate agents and realtors that are in the room. I mean, just think of how you could use video to really highlight some of your work.
I think for the design person, your creative process. You know, it's one thing to go from, I think it's very powerful to have a before and after, but then also show someone the creative process, because in that example, you truly, really are the difference. You know, I can see a blank slate, a room or a house or whatever it is, and then see the after, and that's one thing, and that's cool. But I think some folks would be attracted to you by your creative approach. How they get to interact with you? How do you take their idea and bring it to life for them? You know, and our folks that do office equipment, we've talked about this before in one of our workshops, in that, you know, if I wanted to make sure that I was just beating the pants off the competition, I would take every piece of office equipment I have, I would do a quick review, I would do here's how to change this, here's how to fix that, here's how to reset.
And we talk about, I think, this later in a later slide.
You know what? You might even have some fun ones. You know, I'm sure most of us have seen the movie Office Space. You might even start with, you know, if you're frustrated with your printer, take an old dilapidated printer and just beat the heck out of it. Videotape it. That would be hilarious. People, I think, would enjoy seeing that. And then you can show them how to fix it, or, for more information, contact us. The DVD guys who are on there, your movies, I'm not sure exactly what your approach is, but if you're selling them or if you're offering the service of DVD, again, what's the storyline? How does it solve their problem? How do you get them to move from where they are right now to where they want to be? And put together a couple of 3, 4, 10, 20 videos that explain that and move them along with.
And our last real life example, well, I don't know if we can promise it'll be our last, but this one was a good one. Someone searched on Constant Contact and found us 3,000 miles away.
I didn't think we were going to show this one. This is kind of embarrassing. So yeah, this is funny. It's I would like to say one of our worst videos. The lighting is wrong. The camera was shaky. The noisy background. It was ridiculous. But to Linda's point, someone searched on Constant Contact 3,000 miles away and found us. Now, as you know as well as I do, there are many people that have constant contact between us and them. But he found our video. He found our video, watched it, and liked our personality.
And watched more of our videos.
And watched more. This wasn't the guy at 2 o'clock in the morning. This was on an afternoon, Friday afternoon. Long story short, 3,000 miles away for a search term like Constant Contact. And you can see right there at the beginning, Constant Contact Workshop. We just showed up, right? Attended, did a quick little video. But within 30 days, this gentleman became our client. And at the time, he was one of our #1 clients. So the stuff that we're talking about today is definitely not theory. We've got real world examples on how this stuff works and why it works, and how I can do the same for you as well. So
really, video doesn't need to cost a fortune. As long as you have a smartphone or even a cheap camera, you can start shooting video right now. Now, I will say this, we have everything that's on this screen and more, but just get started. Get your camera out, get your phone out, and just start shooting video. When you need to add more gadget, go ahead and do that. But just to get started, you don't need to go out and buy expensive stuff.
Yeah, show of hands, who all has a smartphone? I guess this isn't a workshop. I can't see it. That was kind of
It's not a poll either.
That's not a poll. I would venture a guess that most everyone in here has a smartphone with video capability. So that what that tells me is we're all walking around with the portable television studio in our pocket. And it's time to break those things out. And instead of paying the $100 or $200 or $300 a month for the service, let's make that asset work for us and have it start making some money for us. And like Linda said, you don't need all the stuff. You just need to get started.
And again, video doesn't have to cost a fortune. There's a lot of software out there that is either free or is already on your computer, I guess. So it would be free.
Well, it depends upon what you've got. If you've got a Windows device, Movie Maker's available to you. I guess that's with what do you call it, Microsoft Office?
Yes.
If you've got Microsoft Office, Movie Maker's available to you, and that was one of the first ones that we used. And those are some of our worst looking videos, but you know what? They were effective. They worked. If you've got a Mac device like my friend Omari, and I'm sure several others of you, but iMovies is available as well. There's apps like WeVideo that are out there, and I just want to stop and take a real quick look at these. So Camtasia is the software that we use right now, and there's better, there's more expensive, there's less expensive, but if you look at most of these, they're very similar in the way they work. They've all got a timeline, they've all got a playhead, they've all got ways that you can drop in different chapters or different elements, and what works. You can get as complicated and sophisticated as you want or not. And I would tell you that for me, I would just go as simple as possible. Clearly now there's going to be some element to that's going to mean that you need to do some different things. But if it meant at the end of the day, I've got a video that shows up and I can use, or I'm waiting until it's perfect, I wouldn't wait. I would put that video up. You can always go back and reshoot it. You can always make it better. You can always add more. I just wouldn't wait. I'd get going with it.
Yeah.
And Jan, you said Samsung S4 at your recommendation. I absolutely love the Samsungs. We went from the S3 to the S5, and I would tell you that's probably 80% of the video that we shoot comes from our phones. We've also got the T3i, and we do a lot of that. We do a lot of work with our webcam as well. But yeah, the Samsungs and the iPhones, I think their videos capabilities are perfectly situated and suited for what we're talking about today.
Yeah, and Michael Crawford, even though it's not included, you can go ahead and download it. If you go, I believe, to Microsoft Office, you should be able to download it for free. I know we've done that on our son's computer.
Yeah, Mike, I don't think it comes with it like Linda pointed out, but it is a download. So just search on it and you can install it. And it's very simple to play around with. Roxio Video, absolutely. Good one. Very good one. 80 bucks. Here's what I say. It's whatever your preference is. Whatever's going to be the easiest thing for you to use. So I would say, had I jumped into doing Camtasia right off the bat, I would have been frustrated and would have spent a decent amount of money on something that I probably would have moved away from. But my progression from Movie Maker to WeVideo to Camtasia and to a couple of other things made it simple. And the interesting thing was, even though Movie Maker and Camtasia, other than just the way that they lay out, don't have a lot in common, my experience from using Movie Maker made my uptake with Camtasia so much quicker and easier.
Yeah, and so really video doesn't have to be complicated. I mean, you can keep it short, you can get straight to the point, but there are some things you need to really be careful of. So you need to make sure that the lighting is good, that the sound is good, so you don't have wind or traffic.
Yeah, with that, make sure if you're outside, especially, we belong to a number of masterminds. One is a gentleman by the name of James Wedmore. He does a great job. He talks about using the outdoor lighting is better than indoor lighting. It depends upon what you're trying to accomplish. But, make sure that wherever you're at, your light source is behind the camera. You want to pay attention to shadows. And like Linda said, sound. I can't tell you how many videos we did where I did not pay attention to sound. And what took us, what was an act of labor to get done was ruined by just wind. So you got to think about that. And then,
yes, and please do not record a video in your bathroom unless you're a plumber. And the reason why I'm saying that, I'm not saying any of you would do this, but we had a client years ago that we asked him to shoot a video, just a simple video to say who he is, and he did it in his bathroom. Yes, I know, ridiculous. You could see the shower in the background. It was echoing because it was the bathroom, but more importantly, you could see that he was in the bathroom. So don't do that.
I thought it was awesome. It was good. It was good for the what do they call that reel? The B-roll. It was good for B-roll.
It was good for the bloopers at Christmas time.
Exactly. So again, and then when you're done with your video, and I know we're kind of glossing over some things here because there's not a lot of time to talk to technical, because we could go deep on technical. But when you're putting together your videos, think about a beginning, a middle, and an end. How do you introduce who you are and what your solution is? How do you really dig deep? And then the ending is really the call to action. What do they need to do next? Keep your video short, 45 to 90 seconds. And my thing is, we've done interviews with folks that were 30 minutes, 45 minutes long, and those are great. But instead of just having 1:30 or one long video, break it up. Make them 5 minutes apiece. So now you've got multiple videos you can put out there. That's better for SEO, and it's better to be found.
Yeah, and you can put part 1, part 2, chapter 1, chapter 2. And just remember to be you. People buy from people, so just be yourself. So some simple ways to start. You can tell your story. So I know we all have a story, why we started our business or things that have happened in our life. So tell your story. I mean, show your personality. People want to know you. They want to get to know you. They want to know if they're going to jive with you. So make sure that you're doing that. And when you do this, you end up showing your passion. So be passionate about your business, and it'll show in your video.
Now, I don't disagree with what my beautiful wife has said. I agree with all that stuff. But at the end of the day, those are important as long as you're solving their problem. Because if we did a video and we might tell you our story and how much personality and passion we have, I'm pretty sure most of you don't care. You came there looking for something, and you know what? If I can answer that question or solve that problem while telling my story, personality, and showing passion, that's one thing. But to just show up and do that other stuff, that's maybe that's when you've hit it big, and now they want to do that lifeline story on you. But yeah, be deliberate and intentional with solving their problem first.
Yeah, and don't be overly stiff or professional. And really, there's no perfect formula that exists. But one of the things that we live by, and some of you guys know this, you do too, swipe and deploy. So you need to look at what other people are doing in your industry. Maybe they're not your next door neighbors, but see what they're doing. If they're not going to cover off the ball, swipe it and deploy it for your own business. Don't take everything verbatim, but put your own spin on it and put it to work for you. I
say it this way. I mean, I'm saying the same thing Linda said, but I look for the person who has the audience that I want. And I look at what their efforts are. And this goes across everything, not just video, but in all of my marketing efforts. What are they doing? How are they educating? How are they entertaining? How are they empowering folks? How can I take what they've already done and make it mine? And the cool thing is, if you've got some high-level folks who are spending big dollars in their marketing efforts, I consider that to be part of my marketing experience. Why not? Why would I want to try and learn it on my own? I should just leverage the use of their money and hours and hard efforts and just make it mine. Leapfrog the whole system.
Yeah, and you should have 3 goals when you're shooting a video: to educate, entertain them, and empower them. That should really be your objective.
Yeah, and some of the words that we've, I know, Amari, you've heard this before, but get to the point. Tell them what you've got, tell them what it'll do for them, and tell them what to do next.
The call to action.
Now, here's the thing. That might seem like it's, well, everyone knows that, but I can't tell you how many times we see, not just in video, but in a lot of marketing, there is no call to action. And the weird thing is, if we don't tell our future clients what to do, oftentimes they won't do it. So it might be going back to, like we talked about on Facebook, hey, click here, click here to download, click here to subscribe, click to watch, click to play, you know, whatever it is. Make sure that you're very deliberate and intentional with the call to action. Tell them what to do.
Yeah, and of course, make sure your contact information is in your video.
Always, always, always.
So someone's going to get techie here. This is Charles's favorite part. So he's really not going to get too techie, but just to give you some information that you really, really need to do in the video. It's not just about shooting the video and putting it up. This is how you get found.
So again, I'm not going to go too deep, although I could talk for probably an hour on this alone. And I don't want to be overwhelming here, but I've seen this firsthand from some of the work that we've done. Your keywords matter. They are important. The raw file name. And the raw file name is interesting. So when you save a video, and it gives it that, you know, 1, 2, 3, ABC, exclamation point, dot MOV. That's the raw file name. I would save that to your device, whether it's your PC, your Mac, or wherever, and I would save it with the keywords. So for instance, olive oil and soap. I would, you know, how to olive oil. I guess I should. What do you think about olive oil? Help me out on this one. Mrs. Musselwhite. You know more about olive oil. I just eat it.
Yes, that's true. Or put it, this one's soap.
So maybe it's organic olive oil, or organic how to cook with olive oil, or how to do with olive oil, or organic olive oil soap. You know, use the file name, the raw file name, to be descriptive, because it does matter. I've seen this firsthand. Change it from that gobbledygook to something that has a meaningful keyword in it. Same thing with your title. Titles are very important. Just like a subject line in an email, that may be the one thing that kicks someone over to press play and watch your video. And just like in real estate, it's location, location, location. It does matter. Put your keywords, your important keywords, up front and early in the title, not at the back end. Same with your description. Now, everything is different depending upon the platform, but we're talking YouTube specifically today. In YouTube, I believe you have a 5,000 character limit or more. I'm not exactly sure what that number is. I would encourage you to use as much of that 5,000 keywords as possible, or character count as possible, and being given a lot of attention to your keywords. Make it readable. Don't be spammy, but make it readable. And there's actually a way inside of YouTube where you can enter all of this stuff and set it as a default, so that every time you upload a new video, all of that stuff is already done for you. And then you simply just have to go in and customize a couple of sentences or a paragraph for that specific video. That alone will save you hours and hours of work. And this is what we do for every one of our clients. After we set up their YouTube channel, we'll set their defaults so that all that stuff is already in there and it's done. Tags are critically important as well. Think about who you're trying to reach, what they might be searching for. And there's actually some very cool software that's out there that you can go spy on the competition. You know, you want to see what they're doing in their videos. Obviously, you want to watch them, but I want to know what tags they're using. I want to know what descriptions they're using. There's some software that we found that you can go and interrogate their videos and be able to pull that information out and use it for yourself. And if you want to get extra credit in the gold star, if you add a closed caption to your video, that's stellar. Now, again, that's a higher level activity and not necessary, but if you do, it will help. And the reason why it helps is Google, believe it or not, Google listens to every one of our videos. Their machine language is not great, but they do listen to it. So my preference would be, if they're going to listen to it and they use that for search, if I can upload a closed caption to it, not only do I then help Google to identify and define what my video is all about, but then you even reach another audience, and those are the folks that have, you know, auditory challenges. You help them to be able to engage with you in a way, and I think it's appreciated by them as well.
Yeah, and really, bottom line is there's an art and science to this. You know, it's something we do for ourselves and our clients, and if you're interested, we can talk about it another time.
Absolutely. Now, again, this is I just want to share simple ways to get started, recognizing the potential of what video has for you. These folks do chicken coops. I already know everyone that's on our list right here. No offense to anyone who's doing chicken coops, but all of your businesses are, in my mind, more important and of more interest than chicken coops. But I found these folks online. They've got a 5-minute chicken coop video with 116,000 views. That's unbelievable. So you know what, whether you're doing office equipment or tax-free retirement or real estate, whatever it is, I promise you there's a place for you online with video. And here's the thing, even though these are some big numbers, 30,000 views, 5,000 views, 116,000 views, my preference would be don't focus on trying to go viral. That's just too much work, and I think that could be a problem. The lottery has similar odds to going viral. Going back to our video that showed the one that we did in San Diego that was poor lighting and background noise, at the time we had about 30 views on that video, and like I said, it brought us one of our biggest clients at the time as well.
Yeah.
It does not need to be viral.
So another thing is how-to videos. How-to videos are great. It's a great way to inform people. It's a great way to promote your product or services. I mean, Betty Crocker, I don't know if the screen is up yet, is a great example of that. Shows your expertise. It shows your authority when you do how-to videos.
And plus, on a search alone, how-to, there's so many folks who are going to YouTube to look for a how-to video. So again, consulting, I know Mr. Broussard, how to shoot the Glock, how to shoot the Taurus, maybe why a wheel gun is better than a semi-auto. That was an inside joke. Jams and jellies, how to, you know what, you might even think about how to add additional revenue to your business by showing someone how to do their own jams and jellies. In addition to selling your own line, you've got things that they could do. I was to say, or I know when I bought some jelly from Charlene, she told me to have it with, you know, a certain cracker with a certain cheese. So it really helps. So that even though it's not in how-to, but what to pair it with. And I don't know if Mike is still online, but you know how to get the best coverage on your insurances, whether it's for personal or for property. I mean, there's just the ideas and the opportunities here are endless when you stop and think about what you can do, even just from a simple how-to perspective. You can create a library of videos that can help you to get found. So again, we're still talking about simple ways to start. You could do, I would say, there's Mike Stromso right there. The insurance doc.
Exactly. You could do product or project reviews, third-party reviews. We're going to go into these a little bit, but partners, public service announcements, your team in action. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so much that you could do just to get started. Clearly. So again, there's no excuse not to do videos in your business. Whatever you're doing, pick a product, talk about it, review it, take a counterpoint, take a supporting point. Do you have partners in your business? Do you have suppliers, providers, distributors? Do a video with them, talk about what they do well, and promote them. And one thing I do know we've seen firsthand again is when you start to talk about other folks, they will even help you in the distribution of your video because they start to share it with their friends, their fans, and on their assets, which will bring them, eyeballs back to you. If you've got a face like mine, not made for video, do animations, do screenshots, do screen flow, do PowerPoint presentations. And with the screen capture for Jing and ScreenFlow, that would be good for a how-to, especially if you're doing something technical online. Stills, well, I don't recommend this one, but you could take a I'll say it this way: you can take stills, and there's software and applications that are out there. You can just drop a still in and have it slide picture to picture to picture while you talk over it. So it doesn't necessarily need to be your mug on the screen. You know what? If you're going to an event in your industry, in your community, you've got your cell phone in your pocket, you got your smartphone in your pocket. Grab one of the centers of influence or the dignitary and interview them. Hey, I'm here with the mayor of, or I'm here with the president of. I'm here with the top of the tower individual. Whatever it is, you've got that opportunity right there. Grab it. Yeah, and testimonials. I mean, that's just a given. You have to have testimonials on your website. Especially, we can tell everyone how great and wonderful we are, but as soon as someone else says it, I mean, I guess the BS filter goes down and they actually believe it. But testimonials are great because then at that point, they can actually see their face language and know that it's genuine. Testimonials are gold. Announcements, you got something new coming up in your business, or
You know, we're working with a company right now where they're going to be attending different trade shows. We're going to be using video just to talk about them attending that trade show. So it might be a 20-second video at most. It's another way for us to get in front of folks, not sell them, but remind them who we are, what we do, why we're pertinent, why we're important. Newsjacking in your industry. If something important breaks off, you know what? Be one of the first people to go talk about it. Even if it's using someone else's footage, you can grab that footage and put it into your own video or make your own video based on their footage. And then one thing we love to share, the 10x10 formula. So it's not an over-the-top formula, but it's one that, again, is a simple way to get started. You know, in your business, you have questions. People ask questions all the time. What are those top 10 questions that you always hear? That's the top 10 FAQs. Those are your frequently asked questions. Each one of those questions is its own video. Break it down or record it and post it. Put it on your website. Put it on your social media. Use it all over the place.
And you may already have the text on your website for the top 10 frequently asked questions. Well, now is a great way to come back in, update your website, and add 10 videos to complement those 10 frequently asked questions.
Now, the complement to that are the 10 SAQs, the should ask questions. This is an opportunity for you to differentiate yourself from the competition. So it might be, hey, one question is, why would I get this soap over that? Or what is, what's the benefits of using olive oil soap? A better question would be, why should you use olive oil soap? Better for the skin or better for the environment or those types of things. For the jams and jellies, yeah, you can go to Walmart and get Smuckers, but a better question is, what's a better jelly for, for my family? And you can talk about what's inside of it. For our real estate folks, a better question is, why should I go this route over that route? Why should I use this form of what's the word, of financing over another type of financing? I mean, there's so many ways that you can skin this cat, that you can solve this problem, and it's powerful. You've got a lot of opportunity here.
Yes, and so this picture here is us with Mike Koenig. Some of you might know him. We were on, I guess we were on a live broadcast with him. So we were in a studio recording, and he's the one that has come up with the 10x10 formula. That's where we learned all these tips and tricks from.
Yeah, and again, another gold star, this is stuff that folks won't tell you, but you know what? You want to get extra mileage out of your video. Send that video off to Fiverr or somebody and have them transcribe the video, and you've just got now a new article or a blog post. And all you had to do was talk to a camera. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of lazy. Or I don't know if I'm lazy. I just don't like to write a lot.
I don't think so.
If I could talk to a camera and then have someone else do the writing, man, I'll do that all day long. So that's number one. And we've already talked about it. Don't leave the videos on your YouTube channel or your Vimeo channel or wherever else they're at. Most of those places already have enough traffic. Our websites need the traffic. Make sure to take that website or that video and bring it back and embed it on your website. Take that page or that post link and then distribute that through your social media, your emails, all over the place.
So one of the things we talked about earlier is always look for opportunities to be on video. This actually is Charles on MSNBC last year on small business tools. So of course, when you can exploit something like this, go for it. I know a lot of you, we've talked to you in the past where you said, I don't like promoting myself, but who else is going to do it? So this is your marketing. Show people where you've been or what you've done.
Yeah, and here's what we're doing. We're working on right now where this is the as seen on. You better believe this will be on our website and on our book going forward, that as seen on. And it just creates authority.
So as you all know, video is going to cost you something, whether it's time, money, effort.
At least I hope it's not lost prospects or partnerships or opportunities, because that will be lost sales. So it's going to cost you something for sure.
And let's be honest, it does take work, like we talked about earlier, but you could make it a hard, easy habit.
Yeah, I learned that from Frank Kern last year. A hard, easy habit. What's hard will become easier the longer that you do it, and what's easy will become a habit the more that you do it. So here's our thing. When we talk to people in our business, there's no need to focus. Let me say it this way. I believe that whenever you post, whatever it is, your goal should be to increase the visibility, drive traffic, and get leads. I know there's other folks that say you need to do other things, and I get all that, but I'm on those assets. I'm on Facebook, for instance, not to be greedy, but to make money, to make a living, to help someone, to solve a problem, and to get exchange for that, to get appreciation for that. I want to have a reason to go there. I need to create a system. There's only so many hours in the day, and I think I work hard enough. I'm sure you agree the same way, that you work hard enough already. I don't want to add another to-do to my plate just to take away more of my free time. but I do want to make sure what I'm doing is smart and it's going to help me to get to my goals quicker.
So as some of you know, this is one of our favorite quotes. I'll let you say it because you can say it like Grant.
Well, so Grant Cardone is a friend of the mentors of ours, and I'll save you the story there, but we've met him personally, talked to him, been to his office in Miami. As he says, success is not a popularity contest. It's your duty, obligation, and responsibility to your family, to yourself, and to the communities in which we all participate and operate. So here's the thing. If you embrace doing these videos, and I would support you and hope that you do, expect that you're going to have a target on your back, and folks are going to say things about you, and folks may come after you. Let's twist that a little bit. When that happens, realize that means you're doing something right. You're on the right path. You've got the right activity, and then I would just try to 10x it. Do more of it. Make more of it happen.
So again, some of our favorite quotes is done is better than perfect, and success loves speed. Don't wait. I mean, every day you do is a day of opportunity lost.
Exactly. And one of the things we just heard last year with a gentleman by the name of Tony Geary, some of you might know me, wrote a book called Strategic Acceleration. It's a great book. I would encourage you to go pick it up. Go as far as you can see, because when you get there, you'll be able to see farther.
So one thing I want to say is done is better than perfect. We actually have a client that shot a couple of videos over the holidays and wanted to send a greeting out to his fan base, which is over 12,000, and they are true followers and fans. Well, one video was good. The other one, he actually messed up, and he sent us both. One he called a crack up. So I got his permission, and I actually posted both of them. To our surprise, the crack up one, which ended up, he just started talking and just started cracking up because he messed up. That one got more likes, more shares, more comments, more views. It was pretty funny. So just think about what you can do in your business that doesn't always have to be perfect.
And that goes back to that point. Don't be stiff. Don't be overly professional. Just be yourself. And that is more engaging and endearing to folks than most other stuff. So what happened? There we go. Quick question. Was this webinar helpful? I don't think that's a question. Do we have that as a poll? I don't think so. Let me just double check. I guess we do have it as a poll.
So yep, go to your poll. Like Sarah mentioned, it's the second tab next to your chat bar. We'll let it stay up for a couple more seconds because we know there's some delay on some of the ends. I know you said you hadn't seen the polls before.
Look, bottom line is we want to make sure the things that we're sharing with you are helpful. I don't just want to talk. I don't want to just waste time and talk, although I know Linda talks a lot, and I apologize for that, folks. But we want to know what we're doing is helpful and that you got something good out of it. And we'll end the poll in 5, 4, 3. We need to get like a little audio for that. And yay! So we're getting the poll now. Poll ended. Poll 87%. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, folks. Oh, so yeah, I guess here we are. So go ahead, take it away.
So as we start to wrap up, we're actually starting something new. It's called the community. I know some of you have heard us talk about our SOHO community and that we were starting something online. Well, guess what? It is launching today.
And you are part of it.
And you are part of it. There's free registration. This is the link. We'll go ahead and put it in the chat bar. But what you do is you log in, you register. There are some free resources in there for you to help your business right now. Of course, the one on video that we talked about is going to be in there, but there are some others in there too. Make no bones about it. There are stuff in there that costs some money. It's not $9.97, so just don't worry about that. But we would love for you to join the community.
Now again, no, it's not a bait and switch. We're not going to do anything to put you in there and sell you. Clearly there's going to be things in there for you to buy, but we have a lot of free stuff downloads. And one will be, like we talked about earlier, and I think will be coming up here, is the cheat sheet. Did I miss it? Maybe I didn't miss it. Maybe I did miss it.
So
anyway,
we need to put the link in there. But right now, the webinar series, we have another one on February 11th, building your email list. We also have one on March 11th, content. All of these right now will be at the same time, but there's going to be more to come. We're doing one a month, so that way you can sit in the convenience and comfort of your own home and in your PJs if you want.
But we want to know what you want to hear from us, because it's not always about what we want to share, but what you want to hear. And look, we're not experts. We're not even gurus. I think there's a lot of those folks that are out there. But I will say this: we are students of marketing, and we've been doing this since 2009. We've learned a lot of stuff. We've learned a lot of bad lessons. We've made a lot of mistakes. I have no problem sharing that and telling it to folks. But at the same time, we've seen a lot of things and made a lot of improvements, not just in our business, but in the folks who've hired us. So, tell us in the Dropbox, in the chat box, what it is that you might want to hear about. Even after if something strikes you that you have interest in, send us an email. Let's talk about them. How can we make this better for all of us?
So as some of you know, we've covered a ton. I know that it was probably a fire hose, but as promised, there's no pitch. If you want
no pitch, no pitch. Okay.
If you want our help, we're available. But check your inbox for our emails for your free registration link.
I wanted to go to the next screen. So Lynn and I are fighting now over the control of the. It's okay though. Hey, look, greatness is beyond our comfort zone. If whatever you're doing today, right now, you're comfortable with, that's fine. Think about what's the next step to stretch yourself. We have to learn to win the game playing by their rules, and I take a shot there at Google, because Google and Facebook, they're going to continue to change the game every day. We've got to stay on our toes. We got to be nimble as we run our own businesses. So. You know what? If you're comfortable, that might be a sign that you're not in the right spot. If it's a little uncomfortable, you're probably heading in the right direction. All I can say is that I know 2015 is going to be stellar.